What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, as always, as you're coming in here tonight, wrapping up the week, the finale. Ooh. Of course, some last-minute champions, I'm sure, to be crowned here in a moment. But, and then, of course, the thing we've all been waiting for all week, that raffle happening.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of tonight's stream. But on your way in, you got to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us anywhere and everywhere at My Cowboys Family. Hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Yes.
And as we get rolling here tonight, guys, of course, we have to give the love and the appreciation.
Hell yeah. Domination.
Allowing us to make MCF happen here on the daily and the
Dominating
nightly.
Takeover, though, by SnugX. 2 weeks in a row, back-to-back, in the Cash App as the king, as the sponsor of the week. 2 weeks in a row. He's also currently 87 points on that stream, boss. And he's also currently in first place on the overall board and the Cash App board. So he's looking for that 1-2-3-peat from SnugX right now and trying to hold on to that stream boss board. So, I mean, listen, he's got control of this whole thing except for the gifting membership side of things, which Jason Renfro currently has a 6-5 lead over the Lunatic. And as I say Jason Renfro, he drops that dollar holler here with that Go Cowboys. You know what it is.
Thank you, Jason, of course, saying hello and hi. Much love. Appreciate you.
Yes, I got another shout out from Jason here in a minute. But Jason Renfro, much love. He is currently in the lead, trying to go for more than just a 3P. He has 3 weeks in a row as the gifting champion, a membership gifting champion. He's going for that fourth in a row. He's up 1 over the Lunatic. We'll see what happens at the end of the night. Tonight we'll crown another champion. Now, before him, it was 3 months of domination by the man staying skeptical, and that is what the raffle is about tonight. We'll explain that in a minute. But much love to everybody on the boards. And again, I got to say, big shout-outs to a Navy Blue crew member who got his, re-up today on his Navy Blue, Robert Bass, who has 2 raffle entries because he actually bought himself into that one on his own. Much love to Robert Bass. We also had Dwayne Broussard with a pre-stream $2 holler.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Keeping it classic with a Go Cowboys.
Yeah, Go Cowboys. And Jason Renfro, as you see here, dropping the dollar holler. But also, pre-stream did do a little drop here in the Cash App for a Go Cowboys. Much love to Jason Renfro. $1.03 holler. Actually, let me be specific. But the leader currently is, of course, SnugX on all the boards except the gifting membership side of things. On all the leads, on everything, it's SnugX, and you know why he's here. So much love to him and everybody else in the house who dropped the pre-stream love, back into membership on all that good stuff. We're going to, of course, have that raffle, but I got to shout out always and every night that star level crew and the Over Everything crew. And those people right now from Australia, on the other side of the earth, repping that Navy Blue, Silver, and Star LC. You got the big guys here, the big guns, the top dog, Dwayne Broussard, Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan. You got Mary Alvarez. You got Andy Potch. Much love to him. And, of course, never forget the Don. Ron the Don Smith, back in that star level membership where he belongs. So appreciate everybody on all levels, Navy Blue, Silver, Star, and Over Everything. And, of course, always give those nightly shout-outs to the star level membership. Now, baby, tonight there's a special little raffle going down. And it's the man staying skeptical fan.
Thank you so much, Skeptical Fan.
There's also super chat ways to help the channel. There's also membership jumping into, like we just talked about, Navy Blue, Silver, Star, Over Everything. There's membership gifting. There's a thanks button. There's 4 other ways that fall into the Cash App crown, the king of the Cash App kind of side of things. How can they jump in there, baby?
We have, of course, the Cash App money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link, which lets your comment show up on screen just like a super chat.
Perfect. And I think we got everything covered, except for those in the house who's here in the chat to talk about our Cowboys. A recap from yesterday's game, some quotes, some important insight to some of our starters, and some 53, kind of a preview here before we do our 53-man roster prediction tomorrow. Answer the poll question. We want to know if you guys going to be watching right here, My Cowboys Family, when we do our 53-man roster projection or prediction tomorrow live here in My Cowboys Family, literally day of the release of all the cuts, I guess you can say. We have a good idea about, we usually do about 90% plus. We got an A plus on this thing, I think, when it comes to getting the roster projections properly, and also we do the practice squad as well. So we'll be doing that tomorrow here with you guys live on stream. Can't wait for that. Let us know if you're going to join us for that. Now, who's in the house tonight, baby?
We have Raul, hello and hi, El Fuego 2.0, God Plan, what's up? Mary Alvarez, much love. We have King Timo. I hope I said that right. Jason Renfro, much love to you. Hopefully the Moshman, just waiting for the Moshman to send your jersey our way.
As soon as we get
as he receives
shipped out to you.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got it. It's going to be on the way soon, and we are getting, the package with him that we usually get. No, we got it on the way here.
Eddie Logan, what's up? Hello and hi. Of course, skeptical fan always. Staying skeptical. I just shouted him out, but guys, make sure to go check him out. Sub it up, the Cowboys Mosh. Much love to you, Mosh Man, of course. Thomas Garrett, the Superior. Garrett, Daniel Berry Sports, what's up? We have, who else is here? Kind of rolling back, making sure I didn't miss anybody. Bama Fan, hello and hi. Dwayne Broussard, the top dog.
DB.
Of course. Bruce got the Toxic Juice representing. Going back, I almost shouted myself out there. There's always once or twice that happens, right? C. Bass, what's up? Much love to you as well. Mike Rogers. I think we had, Freedom First. I think he was first today, so good for him. So, Rolando Rodriguez rolling through. So, I think with that said, baby, so far that's everyone here. If anyone pops in, says hello and hi, I'll make sure to give them their proper due and shout out.
All right, sounds good. As we get to our finale tonight, let's start with NFL news. First and foremost, a horrible mass shooting once again in now in Florida, in our state, in Jacksonville. It was a racially motivated hate crime, I guess, murder. I think 3 people died, others injured in Jacksonville. So the statement from this is in Jacksonville with the Jaguars, of course, play. Shad Khan, who's the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, said, "quote The heartache I share with the family and friends of the victims today is deepened knowing that this tragedy in Newtown will be remembered as an act of hatred against black people of our community. Some things in our lives are beyond our control, but we are able to determine how we treat, respect, and love each other. Hatred cannot be a choice. No one should be a victim of hatred. No one should hate." End quote. So again, obviously, our thoughts, condolences to families affected by this, another shooting here in America. And again, this one here, near us, here in Florida, unfortunately. So now, moving on from that, a couple trades went down today in the NFL, and this is going to be important to our Cowboys on the offensive line depth. Tonight we're going to have some offensive line discussion here, some talk. But the Patriots today traded their running back, Pierre Strong Jr., to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for offensive tackle Tyrone Wheatley Jr. All right? This is ahead of course, cutdown day. The Patriots, they get to add a tackle who provides them tackle depth. Sound familiar? Something we probably maybe need.
Yep.
Cleveland swings a trade to now improve their running back room and their running back depth. Another position people want to solidify in Dallas. So that's one deal that was done today. Another deal includes the Steelers and the Rams. The Steelers traded offensive linemen. This is so important. You always say we don't have enough offensive linemen. You're right. Steelers are trading their offensive lineman Kevin Dotson to the Los Angeles Rams. The trade comes with swapping picks. Steelers and Rams swap 2024 4th and 5th rounders. Steelers get the Rams 4th, the Rams get the Steelers 5th, and in 2025 the Steelers get the Rams 5th rounder, and the Rams get the Steelers 6th. So they just swap down a little bit there, and trade Kevin Dotson, giving the Rams now offensive line depth. A lot of depth issues here, not just on the Cowboys, on the offensive line, but in the NFL.
And that's why
that's something you've always talked about here. That's one of the biggest issues.
The last handful of years have really shown you, and especially, when we've asked ourselves, like, man, how did that scrub end up getting paid as much as he did?
Connor McGovern?
That's because the market has changed, and, that scrub compared to the rest of the guys, he's starting to look scrub. Like a real, gilded turd here. So all I'm saying is that some of the changes in the market are not necessarily all for the better. So we have seen, I think, an overall quality or a decrease in quality overall. I think an offensive lineman coming in to the draft, getting drafted, even guys that are drafted highly and stuff like that. I feel like there's more buzz on some of these guys. Like, something about that, and maybe it is just the fact that, as NFL schemes changes, things like that, maybe the defense has the upper hand. Maybe we're developing defensive players much better and faster than we're developing offensive linemen. Maybe some of the stuff that McGovern, or whichever Connor the heck it was talking all that
Williams,
shit,
right? It was Connor McGovern. Yeah.
Maybe that just shows an overall lack of proper good coaching when it comes to offensive linemen too.
I like.
So I'm just saying, there's a lot of layers to this, but either way, it still leads to a shortage. Right? Thank you, Clark fucking Kent, with these $2 holler here. Appreciate you. And he said, Mazi will be a baller. You see him run down that running back?
Yep, from behind. We actually said that live on stream when we talked about that play happening.
I always said that one of the more surprising things, like, when we first started looking at Mazi Smith and seeing that, okay, he's actually like a contender here for a pick. He is surprisingly fast for a guy that big. And as we know, he's only going to continue to bulk up and add to that weight. So if he can maintain that kind of speed as he continues to bulk up, I mean, he's going to be unstoppable as he continues to develop. So I think it's a lot of fun to see him.
I think it's going to be all about the pass rush development for next year and beyond. That's going to really make Micah jump to that next, he's going to be really good to great level. That's where he gets great if he gets that pass rush going. But yeah, listen, I've been saying this all year. Off season, as long as he lets other guys get stats by stopping the run, it's a win for us, for our Cowboys, and he won. And that's all we need to do this year with him. And he'll do that. And I think every game he'll keep growing leaps and bounds almost every game. So I'm looking forward to seeing the evolution, the development of Mazi Smith. We're going to talk about him a little bit too as well from last night's game. So just kind of getting back to the NFL news, we're going to stay on offensive lineman here, believe it or not. The Buccaneers are placing center Ryan Jensen, a former Pro Bowler, on a season-ending injured reserve because of complications from the knee injury that basically took him out for almost the whole season last year. GM Jason Licht, I think they're saying that that's what they said from the GM side of things, that the injury is so significant that he probably played his last down in the NFL. Ryan Jensen, a really good center for the Buccaneers, out probably not just another year, but now it looks like he might be having to retire.
Out forever.
Yeah. Now, other offensive line, other recent moves on the rosters, the Lions released offensive lineman Jermaine Ifedi, who used to be in Seattle, actually an okay guy, again, for depth. Would that be an option for the Cowboys? They also released offensive lineman Bobby Hart. A lot of offensive linemen now released out there prior to the 53-man, the cut-down day, which is Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. The Titans released kicker Michael Bagley. I would like the Cowboys to check him out. He's a guy, again, I know they released him. I mean, did he have issues when he was there the last couple of weeks? Maybe. I don't know. I just feel better with him. But we're going to talk about Brandon Aubrey and our team as well.
It could just be one of those situations where maybe their kicker, the other kicker that they have, is just a little bit better. But it's less about, hey, why did he suck? And more, is he better than the guy we currently have?
He's got some good, he's got some good history as far as his background. He was picked up almost right away by the Titans when he was released. But now he's out there again, another option for the Cowboys if they wanted to go try some veteran kicker.
But I've already said, I think we all need to start getting very, very comfortable with the thought that
Brandon Aubrey's going to be our guy. Yeah.
Exactly.
So another move, the Browns waived their injured wide receiver Anthony Schwartz and placed Jakeem Grant on IR. Not really big moves there.
Housekeeping.
Just wanted to make sure I mentioned all of them, but mainly the kicker and the two offensive linemen, they're out there now. So just so everyone knows and remembers, the next few days are going to be one of the toughest for NFL players, coaches, executives, agents, everybody. This is going to be a really tough couple of days. All teams now have to go from 90 players on each roster to 53. That means 1,184 players will be out of a job at least for 24 hours. About 500 of those players that were cut will be brought back on practice squads. So, you're looking at about 700 players that are going to be fully out of a job. Now, also, I want to remind people, and you're going to see this with the Cowboys with guys like C.J. Goodwin, Brian Anger, and a couple other players on here, vested veterans. The NFL veterans will be released. You'll see a lot of veterans be released out of their current contracts and then re-signed different ways. You're going to see some of them are going to be waiting on after week 1, the deadline, because they want to avoid the vested veteran salary guarantee. Remember, any player you sign after week 1's deadline is now you don't have, there's no guarantees at all with these players. The Cowboys wait sometimes for that after week 1 deadline to sign some people. That could be an option, but again,
so
a lot of people,
that Giants game, knowing we might take an extra bit of a hit, and that's about it.
Well, again, there's different things on this because again, you got vested.
I'm obviously simplifying.
That's a veteran move, right? That would allow the Cowboys to save money on getting maybe more so not one of our guys, but like in a week from now or in 2 weeks from now, getting another player's veteran that's still out there and unsigned, and that would help us like not have to guarantee his contract.
Yeah,
now,
the point is that maybe the Cowboys, have something in mind that.
But the main thing they use this thing for with the vested veteran is someone like C.J. Goodwin, someone like Brian Anger. We cut them last year, and then we were the only teams allowed to pick them back up in a 24-hour time frame to allow us to make roster moves to put them, after we put some guys on IR, you'll see these guys back on our roster.
Them right back onto the team.
Any player can still be signed to the practice squad and elevated for week 1 because they weren't on the official 53-man roster for week 1, and their salary is not, for the year is not guaranteed when you do this after like that week 1 kind of rule. And this other rule here, you will, again, guys, if you look at like Josh Ball, we'll talk about him. You look at another guy who's kind of banged up, Jordan Lewis. The Cowboys decided not to keep, to kind of keep him on the roster, and maybe then put him on IR or keep him on the PUP list, and that would be a way they can take Anger and Goodwin off to save these guys, move them off back onto the IR or the injured list, and then move their vested veterans back on the roster. So we'll explain this a little more tomorrow in detail.
Yeah, honestly, it's just a matter of shuffling the pieces along in the right order at the right time, right? It's basically like waiting for your check to clear before you go pay your rent or something.
Basically, that's exactly what it is.
That's about it.
Yeah,
so even if you if you try to pay it beforehand, it's not that you don't have the money. You just don't have the money right now, right this second. You just gotta
layaway.
Wait, do the one thing, then you can do the other. So that's what I'm saying.
We got Jason Renfro. That's what I'm saying. He's got that 5 on it.
Ooh, and I think I know what he's saying.
Let me hear it.
That $5 holler saying, "Congratulations for D-Ware making the Ring of Honor, but the Clown Show still can't find a way to put Jimmy Johnson in yet. Come on, Clown, get with it and put Jimmy Johnson in."
We are in full agreement, my guy. You know this, Jason Renfro. Jerry Jones will not do that until he's probably cold, and then Stephen Jones will have to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I have a feeling that might be a posthumous event on both sides of that equation. Jerry probably put a clause in his will, like, I will disinherit any child that puts Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor before we're both 6 feet under.
Yeah. Look, it's a jinx that obviously we don't believe that's really what's holding us back. That'd be kind of silly, but it does.
It's about the disrespect. It's about the principle.
Yeah, come on, respect Jimmy, and let's get moving forward. Now, Snug X, by the way, 79 points after that drop by Jason Renfro, and Jason Renfro's getting closer now, very close actually. He's about a Rico Dowdle away from jumping Mark Hovsepian as we speak here. So we'll see what happens, and then he's got Snug X in his sights after that. We'll see. So right now, just to make sure everybody knows, now we're talking NFL. We're moving to the Cowboys. We talk about the roster cuts, which are, of course, going to be on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. The Cowboys, some people are getting cut right now. We just talked about some guys being cut, right? The Cowboys are already announced today that they're not planning on notifying the players of roster cuts today that just passed, tomorrow. And they're saying possibly no players will be released officially until Tuesday morning, right before the deadline. So the Cowboys are going to hold these players down to the last second to make sure no one can pluck them. I'm sure there's a couple of tough calls for the Cowboys. They want to get them back on the practice squad. So right now the Cowboys are going to do some real tight planning here on what to do next. In the past, the Cowboys have usually released guys in chunks, right? Like, you release like 5 guys here. Then tomorrow you release like 10 guys there. And then you release the last 15 guys on the cut down day officially, And you hear the Cowboys going to try to keep this as close to the vest as possible. I'm assuming because they want to get some close cuts back on the team. And I'm also assuming that because, they're not even announcing this really. I mean, listen, there might be a couple announced tomorrow, a couple of cuts that the Cowboys do not want back. Those guys that get cut first will be obvious that the Cowboys are not interested in them. But everybody after that, there's going to be some interest for the Cowboys, and they're going to wait till Tuesday to announce these cuts. So that's the way it goes. And, when we look at these situations with cuts, and tomorrow we're going to go through the roster prediction in much more detail, but it's looming. It's on the horizon. And so my question, and just a quick thing, we're going to go into this a little bit more later, I guess, and tomorrow, of course.
Yeah.
But who do you keep on the 53-man roster? Do you go with Kelvin Joseph, Eric Scott Jr., Nashawn Wright, or even Josh Butler, number 40, who was having a good game? I don't think Butler makes this group. But I do think that Kelvin Joseph with special teams has a chance. Eric Scott Jr. is a rookie, of course, a chance. And Sean Wright with the foot issue, he probably gets cut. I don't know. So we'll see how badly Dan Quinn wants to hold on to those guys and which guys he chooses and doesn't choose. Now, what about offensive linemen? That to me is a freaking huge decision to be made there. TJ Bass, who had a fantastic game yesterday. I'll tell you how good he had it. Josh Ball, who got injured. We'll talk about that. Brock Hoffman, number 67. I don't think he's going to make it. We'll talk about that. I think TJ Bass, got to look at the numbers, but he might actually push other guys off of this thing. And now with an injury to Josh Ball, you'll see what we're talking about. Sean McEwen at tight end. What about a running back, Hunter Lipkey? All right, McEwen or Lipkey? Which way the Cowboys go? 4 tight ends or 4 running backs? Interesting question. I think they could get either guy through the cuts, is my point.
Yeah.
Both these guys will get through the cuts and get on the practice squad and be elevated if you wanted them on your 53. What about running back? What about linebacker or safety? You know, a guy like Malik Jefferson or a guy like Marquise Bell. You know, some people are saying out there, Marquise Bell is on the bubble. I don't know if that's maybe he's speaking out of place. Maybe started talking about this a little too early. But I also don't know if people are just like saying this because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Marquise Bell's been used in some vital situations. Unless there's been a real disappointment with him, there's no way he's getting cut.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to hear a little bit of that. But like I said, it's also, you know, these new systems. That's a lot of names on the team, so maybe there's a bit of confusion there.
I know, just saying that Marquise Bell, Malik Jefferson, I don't think has a chance when you got Marquise Bell sitting there ready to do that job that Overshone had. Now, what about Neville Gallimore? I've been saying this. He has a really tough chance to make this team. I don't think he's going to make it. He's hanging on in there. What about someone like C.J. Goodwin, special teams player? Because if you keep C.J. Goodwin, you got to cut Kelvin Joseph. And Kelvin Joseph has been having a fantastic defensive camp. One of the best slot guys we've had here, in this training camp right now. As far as playing the backup role, he's moved to slot and he's played a lot better. So, a lot of great questions to be answered tomorrow here on My Cowboys Family. We'll give you our viewpoint. I do think even though we miss 1 or 2 every year, very very small amount, this year is going to be more difficult. This is going to be the toughest year. I looked at some of the bubble guys. It's going to be tough. And again, you look at offensive line, and I think that we heard TJ Bass speak earlier, in the week, and I think that when you look at what number 66 kind of brought to the table, and the rest of the offensive line, there's a lot of question marks of depth. And here's some of the guys you're seeing from practice. But let's go with number 75, Josh Ball. He got hurt. Remember, he left the game. He never came back yesterday. He underwent an MRI, and it revealed a soft tissue injury in the hip, in the groin area, the hip groin area, which is going to sideline, this according to people that know, it's going to sideline Josh Ball for about 2 months. 2 months of the season gone for Josh Ball. So this injury occurred on the opening drive on yesterday, against the Raiders. It limited his ability to anchor in pass protection. It was causing him an issue. They had to bring him out, and that was that. He's expected to avoid surgery, which is good news for Josh Ball. But obviously, this is it's a 2-month absence. You're missing 8 games here, possibly.
Yeah, in a weird way, it almost would have been better for him if he had been out with a season-ending type of injury, just because it basically just gave him a chance to get stashed somewhere safe where he can't be touched.
Well, it seems to me the Cowboys are not going to let him go, and I believe the Cowboys will start him off either. They have to get him back onto the 53-man squad and then put him on injury reserve, or you put him on injury reserve and he's out for the year. So that's the 2 choices right now. He is eligible to return this year if he is included in the initial 53-man roster spots. Is he worth that 53-man roster spot there? Or he's placed on injury reserve and he loses the entire season. I don't mind that move. Personally, that's what I'd hope. Rather than using a roster spot on Josh Ball, who I don't even like to be on this team, to be honest with you guys. He got pushed back multiple times right into the quarterback against the Raiders. It was ugly. And we want to keep him somehow on this team. If you're going to keep him, you fucking IR him. You put him on injury reserve. That's the way I look at this. Now, that's Josh Ball's injury situation. That's the updated situation. What about TJ Bass, number 66 there? To me, had a fantastic camp. I've talked about him in an undrafted, one of the few undrafteds I really, really liked. And look, he was impressive all 3 games. All 3 games in preseason, he did a great job. Yesterday, he played a lot. He, again, has really good awareness for an undrafted rookie in the NFL. He helps out in blocks very well, very smoothly. TJ Bass. I watched a lot of his video yesterday and some all-22 coaches footage. So I really like TJ Bass as one of the leaders, really, of the depth right now for our Cowboys, along with rookie, there's a 5th-round rookie, Awesome Richards. To me, at left tackle, he may be the guy that has to come in for Tyron Smith. You know what I'm saying? It'll be Awesome Richards.
Yeah.
rookie. Well, he seems the best out there. I saw him blocking with Schoonmaker. What a job he did.
I know, and again, I just, man, it still doesn't always sometimes sink in the reality of how frail our offensive line is once you get right past our starters. But man, that hurt a little bit. So I'm glad he's at least been showing up and showing out and doing well.
The biggest problem to me is I just mentioned there's 2 rookies, one undrafted and one 5th rounder as our backups. That's the scary part.
I mean, we're freaking out over the same thing here.
When you're looking at our offensive line depth, so what do you think about this? You got TJ Bass and Awesome Richards. Those are the 2 guys I think have the leading kind of spot. I like Let's-Go, who I think has value still. I'm not a big fan of Brock Hoffman. Pirlo, who's like 6'9", he looked like he missed a couple blocks. Lindstrom, Bostic. If I'm going to keep a 4th guy in this list, you got to look about 2 guys here. Chuma Doga, who we're not sure if he's injured, what's his deal going to be, and Matt Farniok, which I'm not a big fan of either. So the Cowboys, I think, go with 9 offensive linemen. I think that outside of our starting 5, TJ Bass, Let's-Go, Awesome Richards, those 3 make it. I'm pretty sure. You got a second-year guy and two rookies. I think Farniok, being a 3-year guy, can play multiple positions and started for us already and didn't do great. I think he has the inside track to beat out guys like Hoffman and Lindstrom and Pirlo and all these guys. If we wanted these guys, they easily come back to us on the practice squad. And of course, you got Chuma Doga, who I'm not sure what the Cowboys are going to do yet as far as injury is concerned. So we'll know about this more tomorrow. We'll talk about it more. But the offensive line to me has become a little more clear. A little more clear from yesterday, but I still am worried about 2 rookies leading our depth. That's an issue to me. If you get Chuma Doga back and you keep Farniok and you throw in there, Let's-Go. If you keep 5 backups at most, we're set. I think we got 2 or 3 veterans and 2 rookies. Whoever starts, it is what it is. I do like the way these guys are kind of filling out. Now, look, this game yesterday. Again, I don't know if there's anybody saying something real quick. I'll pause for a second so you can have the chat maybe for just a couple quick comments.
I mean, I will say one of the biggest points right now is just lots of love for Lipkey in the chat. And a lot of people just saying, like, please, Cowboys, find a way to keep him on your 53. Don't cut him. We love him. We like him. Even in this era of, the ever-extinguishing fullback. Or actually, the
running back and fullback, yes. Right? I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about Lipkey. He actually spoke. I think people are jumping the gun on Lipkey. I'm not saying he shouldn't make this team. It's about 4 tight ends or 4 running backs. He got the opportunities finally, and he showed that he can do well. But will he get picked up? The answer, I believe, is no. So I believe that if the Cowboys cut him, he's somebody we easily bring back to the practice squad and easily can elevate him onto our 53 when needed. So I like Lipkey to be back on this team, but he's an expendable player in the sense that we can cut him and bring him back. No one's going to put him on their 53. So when you compare him to somebody who's more like, even Isaiah Land, who might not make it back, you got to make sure you make the right cut there. If it's between Lipkey and Land, you got to cut Lipkey because he'll come back to us. Land will not. He'll be picked up by somebody else. That's the key here. It's not about who you like or who's even the best. It's about how you can work the waiver wire to get your guys back on the practice squad and then make the moves from there so you can fill out your true 53 in the end. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Any other?
Nope, it's all good. Let me see here. Now, Stephen White is saying, Steele won't cut it. We need a tackle.
Oh, well, let's go. Currently, it's Let's-Go and, Awesome Richards. Those are the 2 guys that we have. I believe those are the 2 leaders going into the camp. And, again, I think Josh Ball is the least of favorites. Now he's injured. So he kind of moved himself out of the mix there. Made it easier for us. So kind of my call from the beginning. I was saying no Ball. stick with Let's-Go and Awesome Richards. And Chuma Doga could play guard and tackle as well.
Yeah, Clark Kent said, I like Richards. I love tackle. So
yeah, I mean, he's the backup left tackle to me. Out of these guys, you look at pure ability, I think he's the winner there over Chuma Doga and over Let's-Go. But we still, everybody got development work here, guys. Let's-Go, TJ Bass, and Richards, they all have some working to do. And some guys, I think, reached their ceiling, like Farniok. And I don't know what Chuma Doga can bring to the mix, but he got injured too early to really tell.
So, just kind of rolling back a little bit there. Nope. And again, a huge shout out to everybody here chilling, hanging with us, and glad Clark Kent you were able to touch base with Mosh on that. So
yes,
perfect.
awesome. Now, as we continue this thing here, I just want to make sure we go. You see the final score of the game, 31-16. The Cowboys did win. We're 1-2 in preseason. Whoop-de-doo, doesn't matter. Up next, the cut to 53, and then prepping for the New York Giants, which the Cowboys already have started for that week 1. Now, yesterday's game, you know how many people showed up to this game? For a preseason game in AT&T Stadium, Raiders at the Cowboys, 80,325 people showed up. 80,000 people.
For a preseason game.
For the damn Raiders to be our opponent, too. It's funny. I guess there was some Raider fans out there. Cowboys ruled there, of course, and fans showed up. I mean, that's a preseason game. That's crazy. Crazy.
There are allowed to be tourists here in Dallas country every once in a while.
Now, when you look at the 53, you could look at some guys on the bubble like Lipkey, like Wanye Thomas, number 30, who I don't believe is on the bubble anymore. The Cowboys, there we go. We got Harold in the house.
Thank you for summing it up.
Plain old Harold. Yeah, welcome to the family. Harold. Just Harold. Welcome to the family, Harold, and go Cowboys. So, the Cowboys, of course, on Tuesday, the 53-man roster will be set. Wanye Thomas, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no secret here. He's going on my 53. Number 30 is on our 53.
There you go.
And he was also the guy who was concluding pregame warmups. He always pick somebody to go in the middle. He was the guy hyping everyone up. So it's good to see Wanye Thomas really go from like an undrafted guy last year, practice squad last year, to a guy who's making the 53. Talk about a jump from the undrafted pile. That's crazy and that's fantastic. And now we got ourselves another solid backup safety. So he hyped the teammates before the preseason finale against the Raiders. And in this game, there's a couple of things we were going to look at, right? Like, do we go longer at running back or tight end? McEwen, Lipkey, Malik Davis, who's the other running back we're going to put in there? And, of course, if we're going to keep McEwen as the fourth tight end, is a wide receiver 6 necessary? I think Jalen Brooks gets that spot. Well, let's go in Richards and Bass. I think these are the 3 guys I discussed already a little bit here. Who's the last defensive tackle that makes this? Will it be Gallimore? He's hanging by a thread. Would it be Mohana? I don't know. Cowboys. Which way do the Cowboys want to go with that? And of course, Brandon Aubrey, which I think we all know that he's going to probably make this team. After missing from 59 yards yesterday, Brandon Aubrey, of course, converted from a 59-yarder later on in the game. It was a high snap as well. Good job by Anger to put it back down.
Adjustment there.
Yeah, he put it down properly, Anger, and overcame the poor operation there with the kick going 59 yards and making it through. So he looked the part. He did well. But again, my issue, guys. I mean, that's his first kick over 50 yards he's made in his career in Dallas, and I think his career ever, actually, in an actual NFL or USFL game. So he's never made a kick over 49 yards. He made a 59-yarder. That's great, but how many times can we count on him to hit them accurately and fully? I don't know. Maybe his nerves are settled. Maybe he got a new kicker now. It's going to be a solid kicker for the rest of his career. We shall see. Now, what about Will Grier? Will Grier, again, I'll talk about him in a minute. I will say, actually, let me actually just say.
Yeah, I want to read a quick comment here by.
All right, go ahead. Yeah,
our new subscriber saying, "I agree with Doug. You got to keep Land. He's too talented, especially considering what's going on with Sam."
And that's the thing,
Basically, it's
Sam Williams you got to have a backup to Sam Williams right now, basically, So
Yep.
Land will probably be picked up. I think Lipkey stays in Dallas in the practice squad. So, and I'm actually, and another guy, another position we got to kind of look at here. I'm going to say it again, guys. It's the TJ Bass offensive line situation. In the first few, listen, here's what's crazy, baby. When it comes to TJ Bass, he's the only Cowboys offensive lineman this preseason to not allow a pressure in all 3 games. And he played a lot of snaps. TJ Bass, solid as a right guard, solid as a left guard, solid as our backup guard, undrafted guy from I think North Dakota State. I'm not sure, but anyways, TJ Bass, basically, in all 3 games, he only had one quote unquote loss in pass protection. So one time he didn't stay his block for the full 2.5 seconds. That's amazing because all the other pass blocking things he held it down, and the guy didn't allow a pressure. And they only allowed one loss. He didn't even allow anything. He didn't allow a pressure. Even when he lost, he didn't allow the pressure. But he lost one battle basically the entire preseason in games against opponents. So TJ Bass, I think he made this 53 because of his 3-game performance, training camp performance. The guy's been solid. He's been consistent. So I don't think him or Land get kicked off. I think you got to kick off someone like Lipkey. So again, you guys are talking about Mazi Smith. All right? Mazi Smith, to me, had his best game of all 3 preseason games. We talked about it a little bit yesterday.
Undeniable, and again,
yeah, small sample size, but still.
Major, Mazi Smith made some big splashy plays, some kind of no, guys, again, Mazi Smith absolutely subscribes to the belief that real G's move in silence like lasagna. And I'm just saying, but he absolutely had a very solid game.
Yes.
Seemed to have taken a lot of the maybe room for improvement situations from that week 2 game. And I feel like he almost directly addressed them in certain aspects, right?
Do you remember that third down? 3rd and 1, I think it was. It was 3rd and 1, and the Cowboys defense stuffed the middle. They stuffed the middle, and they knocked the guy backwards. I think, who was it that jumped in there? Was it, I don't know if it was Wanye Thomas, or it was Harper. I think I got in there. I got the tackle for loss, number 50. But it was all because of Mazi Smith holding his blocks inside. He didn't go backwards. Last week, he got pushed back a little yard, and it cost us on a 4th down and short or 3rd and short. This time, he showed you the difference maker. And he was double-teamed the whole game. If teams are going to double-team him, and they will double-team him, someone's going to get crazy loose in there. When you have our backups, not so much. When you have our starters, get ready. Micah, DeMarcus Lawrence, Osa, and others that will be in the rotation. They're all going to have chances to get back in there and do some damage. Keep double-teaming Mazi Smith, please. And in a running play, guess what happens when you double-team Mazi? Linebacker, LVE, or Damone Clark will be there to fill their run gap, fit, and stop them. Even Marquise Bell might be helping out a little bit. So I'm just saying, J-Ron Curse, these guys will help out. So Mazi Smith did a great job last night and had his best game. I think, again, not that this is, he's never going to make a mistake. I just think it shows you the potential for him to constantly get better and learn every week. His ability to make those plays and hold up those blockers from basically, going to the next level to take on the linebackers. They couldn't do that yesterday with Mazi Smith there pretty much the whole time. And when he has Hankins next to him, and he has others inside that's going to also be giving them problems, Mazi's going to get through more often. Mazi might get through on some pass rushes. I mean, not right now, but it's going to happen. Just give him time. So I love what Mazi did out there yesterday, and he did. I liked what he did earlier as well in Seattle and everything like that. You can see the bigger issues at the time. During those games, you can see that he had some issues. With consistency. He's getting better. Yeah. Without question. Mazi's getting better.
Which, again, that's the whole point of camp and improvement and figuring things out, right? Yep. So, the safest place to do that is definitely in the preseason, right, Mazi?
Yeah.
He knows what's up. So, you know what else is up?
What's up?
The like button, right? You guys all hit the like on your way in, right? Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. That's the best, easiest, simplest way to make sure you never miss a live stream here at My Cowboys Family. And, of course, hop in our Discord as well. Link for that's in the description box down below.
So, again, I see the family in the house saying, give me, again, just kind of throwing some stuff out there, some message, and it's just good timing here for Skeptical Fan. He's saying cut Kelvin Joseph. Crazy thing is, and I don't know if you know this, baby, but there's some word out there. I think Michael Gelkin kind of broke this a little bit earlier today. First of all the 11 players in the Cowboys draft in 2021 are still with the franchise, but that could be changing. A lot of people are saying Michael Gelkin, one of the main guys, and I do trust him, said the likely final Cowboys game for guys like Kelvin Joseph and guys like Jabril Cox. Someone like Devin Harper could have knocked out someone like Jabril Cox. So, and I talked about Harper, how good he's looking, and Jabril Cox still seems to fall back. So we'll see. But these are all guys. These are, Josh Ball, other guys. These are all from the same draft year in 2021. Again, according to multiple sources, guys, this is going to change now. We're going to get a couple of these guys cut from 2021. Kelvin Joseph, 2nd rounder, and Jabril Cox, a 4th rounder, are looking like they're going to be cuts. Now, I don't know if I can buy into it because these two guys were on my 53, but I think we have to kind of take a look at this and maybe hear more about this maybe coming through tomorrow. It just seemed like what the word is, neither guy did enough yesterday to make the Cowboys definitely keep them. Let's put it that way. So the fact that the Cowboys have to think about this, some people are saying that they might be cut. According to people, quote, is a high likelihood that both players will, if not traded, will be waived. Now, I'll have to see it to believe it, but that's the word right now from Michael Gelkin. And according to people, there's not going to be a loan. You got guys like Josh Ball, who can be cut or IR'd. You got guys like Simi Fehoko, who I don't think makes the 53. You got guys like Quinton Bohanna, who's definitely hanging in the battle there with Neville Gallimore. You got safety Israel Mukuamu, number 24, who I believe is going to hang in there, but got jumped by Wanye Thomas. Center guard Matt Farniak, another guy that could definitely be cut. A lot of guys on the bubble here from 2021. So, again, guys, these guys were all drafted, that I just mentioned, between the 4th and 7th rounds of that 2021 draft. To me, the only guy that definitely makes this is Mukuamu out of this group. Bohanna's hanging on. I think he's close in that mix. Simi Fehoko ain't making it, and Farniak's hanging on as well. Ball is going to be IR'd. So it comes down to Jabril Cox and Kelvin Joseph as well. This will be a very bad draft if all these guys get cut. I'm just saying when you look back at this. So, again, a little insight there to some of the way that these guys played. Like I said, Josh Ball might not be waived. He might be injured reserved after getting injured there with that hip injury. Never came back at the MRI, and it says, he's going to miss at least 2 months. Neville Gallimore, to a lot of people's kind of thoughts, he's outplayed Quinton Bohanna for that spot that may be hanging in the balance.
Hey, this is what we mean by competition is good and healthy, though, because that was definitely not the case a few months ago.
Well,
so
yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Gallimore outplayed Bohanna specifically. For that last spot on the defensive line, Bohanna found himself aligned, with guys like Isaac Alarcon, and Bohanna played deep into the 4th quarter. This tells me that he's definitely on that cut bubble. And you got guys like Neville Gallimore who played a lot earlier in the game and were taken out earlier. So when you look at that like that, Neville Gallimore might just be beating out Quinton Bohanna for that roster spot. Again, remember, Bohanna will just be picked up on the practice squad. That's a guarantee in my opinion. So I want to say one last thing about Kelvin Joseph. He has done very well in this slot situation against 3rd and 4th stringers in preseason. And he's also done very well on special teams like he did last year. He has physicality and speed. So Kelvin Joseph, to me, even though they're saying that he might be cut, I think that's going to be tough to cut him because of the special teams abilities. And when you look at, he's playing nickel cornerback right now in the last, couple of months. We can only keep so many defensive backs. So that's going to be another big question is how many of these guys do we keep, 6, 7 guys as cornerbacks? How many total defensive backs with safeties? You're going to keep, 12 guys back there? Some guys got to be cut. So, again, this is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. But based off of this game against the Raiders, this is what it looked like on the when it came to these guys on the field there and hanging on. A lot of guys on the bubble for tomorrow's cut down, prediction. What do you any words from you or the chat, baby?
I mean, Haley94 did bring up a very good point here, saying the savings are the same on Goodwin and Joseph. The difference is the dead money hit. Right, Joseph's $1.5 million, but Goodwin's only about $450,000, and that will also be a determination who stays or who goes.
Money is a determination. I will say this though.
Well, when you have 2 players that are comparable.
There's 2 other things though. CJ Goodwin doesn't play on defense. Like at least there's Kelvin Joseph ability at the slot, at the corner, at the nickel corner, and he wasn't a 2nd round pick. Kelvin Joseph was. So that's a Jerry Jones kind of save face move.
Yeah.
So it's interesting if the Cowboys are going to go with old reliable C.J. Goodwin or they're going to go with real chancy Kelvin Joseph who still has a suspension hanging over his head. Keep that in mind. So good question, though.
And yes,
good
Duke
comment.
Bothers, we do technically have a kicker, and it looks like he's about to be the kicker.
Brandon Aubrey looks like he's going to stay the kicker. I say no. I wish they didn't, but Cowboys he made a 59-yarder. It's pretty much made Jerry smile for that.
So, let me see. Yeah, W said Grier was crying. So, yeah, I mean, hey, he definitely gave it his all. So,
yeah,
a little help from his friends behind the scenes.
Listen,
right?
Dak Prescott was really helping out. But let's talk about Will Grier real quick, guys. Again, he's not going to be a Cowboy. He's the one guy we know is going to be cut off this team. Will he get picked up on practice squad? We shall see. But he definitely put some good footage out there.
I was going to say that.
Some
That
good
was
film.
a heck of an audition.
Yeah. Will Grier on Saturday night with the Cowboys, his final game with the Cowboys, had 35 passing attempts. He had 29 completions. He only missed 6 passes. 83% completion percentage for him yesterday. He threw for 305 passing yards. He had 2 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing attempts, whether scramble or not. He ran for 53 yards on the ground. And he had also 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing. Take a bow. I mean, Will Grier did a damn good job in his final performance with the Cowboys. The Cowboys, again, saying they were firing him, and he came out and went 305 yards, 83% completion percentage, 4 total touchdowns. He was 100% in the red zone. And on 3rd and 4th downs, he was 65% success rate. So again, he probably will not be back in the Cowboys. If he is, I would say bring him back on the practice squad. That'd be great as their 4th quarterback. But I think he has a better chance getting picked up as a 3rd quarterback in another team, and then maybe they have a little future with him there. So we'll see how that goes. But great job by Will Grier. And baby, I know that he spoke on some things, but also Jerry Jones spoke on some things related to Will Grier and other moves like Trey Lance. So Jerry Jones yesterday, guys, right after the game ended, of course, he's always going to jump out and start talking about stuff. And, he spoke on different topics here. I mean, before the game, he was out there. You saw, Micah Parsons talking to Tom Brady. So was this guy right here, Jerry Jones, talking to Tom Brady. What did he have to say, baby, about that? Or I guess I'll say it. Tom Brady said, quote, "Just working on another comeback, but nothing serious." When he talked about his pregame chat with Tom Brady. Yeah, of course, he was kidding, guys. Tom Brady's not coming into Dallas. Now, I think you have the rest of this.
He's, of course, messing around. But Jerry Jones, of course, and we touched on this a little bit here, but he did speak on this again after the game a little bit there as far as Trey Lance's impact on Dak heading into the season. Now, he said, "We view it as an additional part of this team that could pay dividends this year, but certainly when we look to the future, it will pay dividends in my mind."
Well, so again, helping him out, Dak being the guy they still want, they're saying, we'll see.
But still an immediate boost into that
quarterback room
talent there. Yep. So, Jerry's
Jerry
obviously very happy. And Jerry did say, like you guys were kind of saying in the chat, Will Grier was actually very emotional after the game. Jerry Jones said, "I can't tell you how proud I am of Will Grier. I asked him to go out there and play his ass off. For a preseason quarterback performance, that might be the best I've seen since '99 with Matt Hasselbeck."
And by the way, that was not said by Jerry Jones. That was said by this guy, Mike McCarthy. Yeah, Mike McCarthy actually coached was a Hasselbeck back then in 1999. And, he's given big-time props there to Will Grier for that, for the 4 total touchdowns, 53 rushing yards, and 320, passing yards. Like 320, I have 305. It's somewhere in there, I guess. Depends on the sack yardage or not. But anyway, that's what Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy had to say. I know that Will Grier also had some comments here.
Yes, he did.
To say about his performance last night. What did he say, baby?
He said, "Mixed emotions. Bittersweet, man. I'm close with a lot of these guys. That's the hardest part. It's been tough, but I've been through tougher stuff. I think my play speaks for itself and what I can do on the field. I'm a team-first guy, and I'd say to them to ask the people around me." So, lots of great roster nuggets in here, but I love this line. What?
No, I mean, I'm just saying that that's not really.
Okay.
You gotta. So I mean, the thing is that I think Will Grier, so he put it on the line. He did a great job, for a full game again against backups, but nonetheless, I believe he should get a chance somewhere in the NFL. And a big important part of this whole thing from yesterday, baby. I know we talked about it, we watched it. It was Dak Prescott's involvement. And I specifically am saying...
we all kind of got to see Dak, for the first time as far as we're aware, obviously, completely running the offense. He was calling all of the plays.
Calls,
I think McCarthy stepped in, like once or twice, but it looked like it was more of a collaborative thing. Dak still seemed to be the one making the ultimate decision.
So Will Grier was asked about Dak Prescott calling the plays, and just in general, what did Will Grier say about Dak Prescott?
Yeah, he said he did a great job. It was a lot of fun for both of us. I just want to see him go win a Super Bowl and get everything he deserves.
You know what? We do too, Will. We do too. Let me give us a little info here on Dak Prescott. Does he have a future in coaching? Possibly. Listen, I thought he called a great game. I thought he managed the game well. This is a good preview. To me, the number one...
He's definitely developing his skills in that area.
Yeah, I mean, look, to me, the best thing is not... Forget coaching. I don't care about his coaching. To me, it's the way he sees the game. The way he sees the field, sees the game, and sees the decision-making per play. He's involved fully and immersed into the offense and the scheme. And I think that's very important for Dak Prescott to take control of this offense. Not just like, okay, I'm the leader, but like, okay, I don't care I'm going to do this because I see this. That's what I need to see from him, like Romo did. That's what I need to see from Dak. That's the one thing I say Dak always needed to do better. And I think that McCarthy is saying he needs to do that better too. And again, Dak Prescott called this game, and look, this is vanilla offense. I talked about it, and Dak mentioned it, that this is vanilla offense, so he knows there's only 2 or 3 defensive plays that are being called, but he still has to make the choices on here and see the way the game and the flow of things went. It's going to be different when you have to game plan for a team. It's different than just calling plays that fit you, against a vanilla defense. Yeah. But to me, Dak Prescott did a great job, and to me, it helps him see the game, see the plays. When he's going to be in the game, he's going to know where everyone is. Even this helped him more so. He raised, like the man Voodoo Alpha, Frame Ripper, said, he raises his football IQ by doing something like this, and I agree. He does. So here's what happened, guys. Just a preseason game, but he called the plays for the Cowboys against the Raiders' defensive coordinator. And the offense looked pretty good. Again, 4 touchdowns and a field goal. 71 plays called by Dak Prescott as an offensive play caller. 457 total yards of offense, 304 passing yards, 153 rushing yards, 6.4 yards per play. That's pretty good. 28 first downs. That's insanely good. The Cowboys were 8 for 14 on 3rd down, 3 for 3 on 4th down. No interceptions, no punts. Time of possession, 35 minutes and 40 seconds out of 60 minutes, guys. So we controlled the clock, controlled the whole game because of Dak Prescott's play calling. I wonder how similar it's going to be to the actual season. The way Dak is kind of doing this thing.
Like I said, this is just like the most basic, bare bones offense that we could run based off what we're already running. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So honestly, of course, a few things are going to look similar, but it's definitely going to have a lot more razzle-dazzle. I'm expecting a lot more motion. Some of the things that, you expect to see, especially as the teams kind of, continue to add more wrinkles. I can't remember if it's Jerry McCarthy who likes to use that term, adding more wrinkles, right? But, I imagine it probably will look a lot closer to that when it comes to weeks 1, 2, and 3, you know what I mean? But pretty much after that, I guess weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, right? To be realistic. But again, expect it to look completely different once we're talking December football. You know what I mean?
I hear you. And look, I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing evolves on the play calling and schematic side of things. But Dak is involved. Dak knows it, and now McCarthy and him, I think, are definitely on the same page. They seem very smooth in the sense of the Dak's play calling and knowing what's going on. He did it on time. Everything is about speed in this thing. McCarthy got Dak ready, I think, in the best way possible, and maybe the best way in these 9 years he's been with the Cowboys. So when you look at Dak Prescott, baby, he actually spoke. One of the few guys that spoke after the game. Of course, Will Grier spoke, and we do know that Tyler Lipkey actually spoke. We'll get to him in a minute, and Brandon Aubrey also spoke. But let's stay with our starting quarterback, Dak Prescott, who actually said a lot of things last night, and it's interesting how it came across. I'll make a couple comments here in between, so as you say what you're saying there, baby.
Go ahead and chime in as I'm.
Yeah, but Dak said a couple of things yesterday. He spoke, starting about, basically play calling. I told you guys it was very easy defensive schemes to work against, so he knows that. But he did a great job just picking the play. So what do you say about his play calling?
He said, once again, it's preseason football. Those guys gave us 3 coverages on the other side. I'm not going to sit here on my high horse like I just called the Super Bowl or something, but it was a game, and it was fun, and it was fun to do, and it was fun to experience that.
And look, he learned a lot more than I think he even realizes with his football IQ going up with the McCarthy situation. I'm letting him ownership of this offense. I love it. Now, he also spoke about Will Grier.
Yep.
They have a good, close connection, these guys, over the last 2 years, and they've established, good friendship. What did he say about Will Grier's final game with the Cowboys?
He said, that man just played his ass off. That's who Will is. That's who Will's been since the time he's been here. It was awesome that he got to go out there and, put that performance on display. And I hope the rest of the league saw that and took notice.
So, again, giving big-time props to his guy now going to be gone. Will Grier.
Which he should be getting the prop.
Of course, he does deserve it for this.
For sure.
But now the reason why this whole conversation is going on, Will Grier is being cut off the team here because of this guy, number 5, or number 15 soon, Trey Lance. So, baby, what did Dak say about Trey Lance?
Yeah, so Dak said, obviously I understand it's a business. That's a first-round talent, and you're always trying to make your team better. But that was the front office, so we're going to welcome him as we do any teammate, and hopefully he just makes us better, and we're going to continue to get back at it and know that we've got one goal as a team.
And, you know, I love Dak's giving this the greatest answers. He was actually a little bit upfront and personal about some of this. He kind of was a little bit upset, I think, not as the Trey Lance stuff as much as the Will Grier situation, but the question is asked to him, like, he didn't know it was coming, right? So did he expect this? Was he surprised by this? What did Dak say?
Yeah, Dak said,
about this trade?
I can't say I necessarily expected it. I understand, though, that that's business. I understand they're probably on a timeline. They need to get something done. As I said, he felt like that strengthens his team. We're going to welcome Trey, and that's what you do for a teammate, and I'm excited. I'm always there to help somebody, help a teammate. I'm a very selfless person, so that's not going to change by any means.
So again, he's going to not pull a Romo and basically help out Trey Lance. But again, you know, they kept asking him. More questions about how does this impact your contract situation, the contract talks, getting the extension.
Yes,
so he said,
I'm going to say some words that probably sound very familiar if you've heard Dak talk about this before.
What did Dak say?
I'm going to leave those talks in the office where the business is handled. There will come a time when that happens.
So again, Dak's being
just another iteration of I let my AJ handle that.
Yeah, I get it, and it's the right answer once again from Dak. You know, he answered several questions about Trey Lance. He said, we're going to welcome him in, and he just, again, he could see he kept turning his focus to Will Grier, even though they kept asking about Trey Lance. And he said, quote, honestly, right now, my heart and my mind are all with Will Grier. I love that guy to death over there. So again, and the true thing here, guys, is he had a little bit of edge to him. Dak Prescott had a little bit of the, I want to get this shit over with. Kind of a little bit quicker, a little more curt and to the point on things. And I think that, in comparison to like last week in Seattle, comparison to the way he usually is, he's not so short and to the point. He's, he was more stoic, I think. And again, people think it's Trey Lance. No, the reasoning, and again, according to Jerry Jones, said Will Grier was very emotional. Sounds like him and Dak had some emotional moments together there, and so Dak was still kind of thinking of his guy Will Grier over getting asked about Trey Lance and over his contract and pushing Dak's contract and all that stuff. So I think he was a little bit annoyed with just having to hear this stuff while his guy over there is having a really sad night here, even though a great night, but a sad night leaving the team. So that's the kind of mix there on the Dak Prescott discussion. Any quick comments on that in the chat there about Dak or Trey Lance or any of this stuff as we kind of move on to the last two players? We got two more things and we're done for the night. And then we got our raffle.
Cracking me up here, Smarty. So he's like, now how do we translate what Dak Prescott said about Trey Lance? I honestly, like I said, to me, I took it, and based off of Jerry's comments, basically, no, it's not like Jerry called up Dak and said, hey, this is the move we're doing. And Dak kind of backed it up. He's like, our front office is busy making moves. It's not like they have to grab the phone and say, hey, this is what we're doing. But clearly, you could maybe interpret a little bit of that lack of communication in a certain way. I don't personally think there's anything there. And honestly, I think if there's any kind of, I don't want to see Trey Lance kind of vibes from Dak, I take it as more of an injury. Hey, I don't want to see him out there because that means I'm somehow not out here doing what I'm supposed to do for the team. So I didn't take it as any kind of shade or anything like that. Plus, Dak is absolutely a leader when it comes to the team and stuff like that. So I think he's going to take on that kind of leadership QB role very seriously. Or at least he's going to take it very seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I also think, I think Dak Prescott is going to be the kind of guy that, does this upset him because of this move? Does he have to ask him? I don't think any of these things really make a difference. Everything stays the same for Dak, and as long as he's getting paid the money that he's getting paid, he's the starting quarterback for the Cowboys. There's no question in that. The only way Trey Lance ever becomes a threat to Dak Prescott is probably two different ways, and that is a combination of these two things. Dak plays horrific the next 2 years, and Trey Lance somehow plays fantastic the next 2 years. If those two things happen, then in 2 years you can start talking. Until then, I don't care if Trey Lance is better than Dak. It ain't never happening because Dak Prescott's getting paid $40 million, Trey Lance getting paid $1 million. And that's it. That's as simple as I can say it to you guys. Nothing else matters now. It will make a difference in 2 years in contract talks and all that stuff if Trey Lance can somehow show up and Dak does not show up at all. And I don't mean he has a bad game. I mean, Dak is consistently just horrible. Then there's a chance something can happen and there's some leverage going towards the Cowboys. But outside of that, guys, as of right now, there's not even a discussion. The only talk about leverage is between Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. Nothing to do with Dak Prescott, in case you guys didn't know. So, yeah, that's the situation there. Anyways, any other quick comments as we keep it moving here? Again, guys, we have 2 more comments from our players, and then we got the raffle, and we're done for the night. We're going to crown some champions here very, very soon. 4 champions, along with 4 more champions on our boards. So we'll be looking at that right now here in a minute or 2.
Yes. So coming down here, let me see here. W said Dallas is threatening Dak in his contract with Trey Lance. Like we said, I very much do not think so. That's just not happening right now. Yeah. So, like I said, at most you could just say that the signing of Trey Lance delayed it by like a handful of days as the Cowboys kind of got those P's and Q's worked out there. But, honestly, that trade happened very, very quickly. So, by the way, guys, before I hand it back to Mr. MCF, just another quick reminder for everybody to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Like you said, simple, easy, quick way to, show that love here on MCF. But, of course, speaking of love,
we got 90 plus in the house.
That's right. So, but thank you to the sponsor of the weekend, the Cash App King, SnugX, who looks like he is trying to go
on the way to
back,
maybe going back to back. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And of course, he got 78 points on the. That's a terrible steal for SnugX currently. While you got Jason Renfro repping the other board there, going for 4 in a row as the membership king, gifting king. He's got 1 over the lunatic right now as we speak. But the overall board right now, SnugX on the way to going with 3P. On that side of things. So much love to everybody. And again, everybody in the house that dropped the love or joined back in the membership, like Robert Bass joining back in the Navy Blue. We got Dwayne Broussard with the drops of love, and Jason Renfro, of course, with the drops of love. So appreciate all you guys. Oh, can't forget Clark Mother Effin Kent, also in the house with the love from above. So appreciate all you guys. And, you're saying you're giving it to me here, baby.
Well, actually, I was actually going to read a few more comments.
All right,
here. So,
for sure.
Fuego 2.0 said, Trey Lance will be playing beast mode for a lesser contract than Dak, whereas Dak will play like shit and expect more money. So, again,
I don't know about that.
a lot of assumptions there. Yeah. But at the end of the day, part of their value, right, is whatever Jerry Jones thinks as well. So, and I'm telling you guys right now, I just think it's going to be a very, very cold day in hell before Jerry Jones, like you said before, one, admits that he somehow was wrong and messed up on Dak's contract or something like that. But 2, the Trey Lance is there. Like I said, he's very much a future type of situation when it comes to any kind of Dak contract negotiations or whatever. And honestly, until we know what Dak's extension looks like, even that seems like a long shot.
All right, guys.
Jerry's absolutely just looking at this as, basically a starter as a backup. That's how Jerry sees it.
Listen, the Cowboys wanted to draft a rookie. They wanted to draft a rookie quarterback the last 3 years in the draft. The last 3 years they wanted to get a rookie quarterback, and they've not, whatever the reason, they've missed. They haven't, the guy they passed, they wanted to wait on. They haven't found anybody, and now they got a guy who, to me, is that exact thing. He is a rookie that we drafted in the 4th round with a 1st or 2nd round grade who has 2 years of NFL-like experience, only 8 games in the NFL, 15 in college, I think. He hasn't played many games. So, if there's a way that the quarterback whisperer, that our quarterback guru coach, Mike McCarthy, can find that DNA talent that's naturally coming to him, that he can help mold him on the football field. This is a Will Grier replacement. The only difference is you're not getting a 6th round or 5th round Will Grier quarterback. You're getting a 2nd or 1st round graded Trey Lance quarterback for Mike McCarthy. That is what this deal is about. Now listen, Jerry, you say Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones would love this to be their next quarterback. Not because he hates Dak, because he found him. Another guy that Jerry Jones found. Exactly. Get credit for it. So it's about credit.
He gets to add that, founded by Jerry Jones sticker seal of approval.
And he can also say, hey, I'm not paying you the Dak money. You haven't proven anything yet. So you get to pay him cheaper money. So this is where Jerry is like salivating. But the reality is that's really extreme expectations. He's not going to be that. If he is that, we got 2 great quarterbacks. We can decide about that later. I don't care. But right now, there's no way in hell. Some people are telling me in the comment sections, I can't wait. He should be starting. He should be starting this year. He should be playing. Dak should be cut next year. You guys don't know. Dak cannot be cut no matter if he's broke his leg 2 years in a row. He's still staying with the Dallas Cowboys for at least the next 2 seasons. That's the way it's going to be. Trey Lance, as long as he's getting paid less than Dak, he will be the backup to Dak Prescott, no matter how good you guys think he is. So to me, Trey Lance is a roll of the dice, maybe a future something we can find from him. But right now, he is third-string quarterback for the Cowboys. Going to be the second-string quarterback, in my opinion, for the Cowboys. And we'll go from there in 2 years. Don't expect to see him on the field. And then if he is on the field, that means we got Dak injured. And that's a problem. And Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott and everybody doesn't want to see that. Trust me. Yeah. So you don't want to see Trey Lance out there and playing with 8 games under his belt and taking on this team for the playoffs. That's going to be the end of the season for us if that's the case. So I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be real about this. Sorry if I hurt feelings.
Said egotistical bastard. I'm talking about Jerry Jones.
Oh, well, who else?
This is in case there's any kind of confusion there. So you have your moments.
Sometimes I do, yes. And you have your moments because we have another guy who spoke for our Cowboys after the game last night, and it was a running back. Will Grier did a great job yesterday. Let's be clear about that. But I know
this is a guy that pretty much I saw every single person in the chat say, "I really like him.
Bring him back.
Please
get him on here."
Back.
Well, I think he'll be no less than a practice squad guy. Can he make the 53? Of course. If we keep McEwen, I think he's cut. If we cut McEwen, I think Lipkey has a good chance to make this team. To my opinion, if you look at running backs, what do you think about? I'm just curious. If we wanted a 4th running back, if we kept Malik Davis, I think he would get plucked onto a team better chance than Hunter Lipkey. So to me, I think they let him go and get cut in a waiver and bring him back to the Cowboys after the 24-hour period and to the practice squad. And we can elevate him onto the team if needed. Malik Davis, if the Cowboys really like him, I think if we cut him, he's going to be hard to get back in the practice, at least harder than Tyler Lipkey. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But either way, I think we should find a way. We got to find a way of getting Tyler Lipkey back onto this team. So not overshadowing Will Grier's spectacular performance, but undrafted free agent rookie Hunter Lipkey had a damn good game yesterday. He's formerly of North Dakota State. He rushed 58 yards yesterday on 10 carries, averaging 5.8 yards per carry. And he caught 5 catches, 5 receptions for 60 yards, and of course scored that touchdown. So he had a great day for Hunter Lipkey. Got a great man in the house here. Skeptical fan, that Raffle right around the corner with that $2 holler. What did the man staying skeptical have to say, baby?
Oh, he said, "Go Cowboys."
Oh, Cowboys.
With the big old thumbs up, of course. Thank you so much, skeptical fan. Appreciate you. Much
yes,
love.
Damn right. And again, that Raffle's coming right up here, right around that corner, guys. Let me update the board here as you take on the Hunter Lipkey kind of quotes. Snug X to 76 points on the Stream Boss, and skeptical fan up there with Dwayne Broussard in a tie for that third to last spot on the board currently. So go ahead, baby. What did Hunter Lipkey have to say after that great performance?
He said, "The coaches talked to me a little bit and said they wanted me to get more reps this week. I just took that and ran with it."
Damn, that's what you had to do. Yeah.
Every time I was on the field, I was going to give it my best effort like I always do. So, remember, he actually was with Trey Lance at North Dakota State University.
Yeah, that's
so
what
they
I thought.
actually
That's right.
they played together.
So
he's actually really looking
forward
forward to being able to actually reunite with him next week. Said, "I haven't talked to him yet, but I'm going to shoot him a text tonight." I'm pretty excited that I get to be teammates with him again. I think Trey is one of the best leaders I've been around in the locker room before. He's always had positive energy, which really helps in the middle, no matter what kind of game's really going. He really does that well. And off the field, he's a really special guy too.
No matter how you feel about Dak Prescott, Trey Lance, it's great to hear that this guy is a good leader. He's a good guy out and off the field. It gives us a little hope, but maybe he can develop into a solid backup quarterback at the least, at the very least. And that's coming from Hunter Lipkey. So it's good to hear that from him. And do you have anything else to say, baby?
Hunter Lipkey? No, he did not.
Okay.
So Brandon Aubrey did speak a tiny bit,
so
though.
as we get to the last person here on our discussion board here, interview chart here. So we have the kicker. Yes, poof, right there. There he is, number 1. He'll be changing that number unless Kelvin Joseph gets cut. Then he'll probably keep number 1. But Brandon Aubrey, guys, who again probably booked him, his spot on this team, in my opinion, and on the 53, obviously. And that plane ticket to New York for the Giant game on September 10th by hitting that 59-yard field goal following a miss from the same distance early in the game yesterday. So what did he have to say about the make and the miss and the kicking situation for him yesterday against the Raiders in preseason?
He said, I was able to realize that I just put a little too much on the first one. Takes him off, just hit my normal ball. It was nice and pure, and it went through the uprights.
Again, I will say one thing. He has been, at least seems composed. He doesn't seem to be rattled or shaky. During his preseason kicks, even the extra point he missed. He missed the only other kick he missed was that 59-yarder, and then he made it again when they gave him another chance in the fourth quarter. So this is all a process for him in this fantastic new chapter and opportunity he has with the Dallas Cowboys. What did he say?
He said, I was able to realize that he said, I try to completely quiet the mind. I have a process where I'm on the field and I'm talking to myself the whole time just so no other thoughts go into my head. I try to stay even-keeled. I don't want to have too little pressure on myself and get a little lax, or have too much pressure on myself and be a little tense. So right in the middle there.
So he likes to be on the edge, but obviously not too freaking out mode and definitely not too calm. He wants to be focused. I like that.
Interesting, the talking to himself thing. So I have to admit, that's a new one. I don't think I've heard of a kicker. You have to say,
I'm pretty sure most of them do that in some way.
I don't mean like that. Like, he literally says, like, in this sense, that he just, like, keeps talking to himself so that he doesn't have any other thoughts enter his head. Not like a...
So he keeps himself like a horse with the blinders on.
That's what I'm... Exactly. Like, it's not like a little self-conference moment here. We're talking like a self-dictation. I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of talking he does, but
he's like smacking himself so he stays focused.
Exactly. So, but hey, honestly, if it works for him, then I guess it's not a bad thing. And I'm just trying to get as comfortable as I can with Mr. Aubrey here. So, since we obviously are about to get to know each other very, very, very well this season.
Yeah, we're going to see about that here for our Cowboys. Again,
and I said, you see, I said it before. We Cowboys will never be satisfied. Well, when it comes to certain things, you're right. And I demand the best.
I just wanted... Listen, I have no problem with Mason Crosby being still added. If he gets added to the team, I'll be happier. But Brandon Aubrey, I guess he'll have his chance with the Cowboys, and I obviously hope he knocks every single one through, but I just don't have that... I'm not going to have that comfortable feeling with him until, I don't know, maybe next year at this time. Maybe in the middle of next season. And I'll be like, all right, he's hit enough, secured easy field goals that I'm not worried when it's under 50 yards. I can feel like that, it's a win. I ain't feeling like that yet after one 59-yard kick. Not me. I ain't getting fooled again. So, that's everyone who spoke today. I mean, I know
Tyrone Church, much love. What's up? Just kind of rolling through here real quick. And by the way, like I said before, Hunter Lipkey has so many fans here in this chat. Pretty much, I want to make sure. Fan said, I really hope we can keep him.
I just want to make sure. I hope everybody understands that when I say he didn't make the 53, don't mean he didn't make the team. Because I do believe if he gets cut, I don't see anybody picking him up and putting him on their 53-man roster. Like right off the... I don't see anybody doing that for Hunter Lipkey. He hasn't done that good. He's going to be... See, to me, Isaiah Land has done well enough that a pass rusher is in need in this league. Running backs, not so much. So to me, a pass rusher like Isaiah Land is the guy you have to keep, even if you like Hunter Lipkey better. You got to say, I got to let him go and let him get him back on waivers. And then after he goes to the waiver wire, guess what? He's a Cowboy on our practice squad, and he will get elevated onto our team if needed, because there is a lack in blocking in some sense. We'll make a fourth spot for him on this team. But he's a risk. We can risk him in cuts and waivers. I don't know if we can risk some of these other guys. Do you want to risk? Again, Kelvin Joseph is a guy who might be picked up if he's cut. Jabril Cox might be picked up if he's cut. And you got guys like Isaiah Land, who would, I think, also might get picked up if he's cut. So those are the big questions you got to ask yourself when you're putting together a 53-man roster. Which guys come back to us on the practice squad, and which guys definitely won't or have a better chance of not doing it. We cut Neville Gallimore. He's probably gone somebody else who won't get him back on our team. So do you cut Bohanna instead? Who you know you get back on the team, even if Bohanna's the guy you really want to keep. You guys understand you gotta play something here. You gotta play the fucking game on the 53-man roster. And tomorrow we're gonna do that right here in My Cowboys Family. And of course tonight, since we're done with our stream tonight, guys, drop your last comments, your last drops of love, and we're gonna read these last comments and thoughts as I get the big raffle ready by the man skeptical fan.
Ooh.
It's about to kick off here at MCF.
And again, huge shout out to everybody here chilling, hanging with us as we wrap up the final week of what I feel like, as well as the preseason. You know what I mean? Like next week,
preseason training camp is over.
Yeah. So at least like we did it. We finally made it through the last bit of not real football, because the real football is coming our way.
Oh, yeah.
So
this determines our team. These games and these preseason games and these training camp practices. And we have a better idea of what's going to happen and who's going to make this team.
Now, Stephen White thinks that Hunter actually does have a chance of getting poached.
Picked up?
He said they will steal Hunter. He's unique. Like, he's shown a few different things.
I'm not saying they're not going to steal him with the 53 in a couple of weeks. I think that it's going to be hard for them to steal him right into their 53, right into any team's 53-man roster. I think that's a big risk for any team to do. When you've seen your guys playing hard for a month and a half, and now you're going to see a guy who had one good preseason game. So I think you got to remember, that's not, people don't get plucked as easily as you think. It's hard to get picked up and there's no plucking onto they can't take Hunter Lipkey and put him on their practice squad. Mm-hmm. They got to take Hunter Lipkey and put him on their 53. That's the catch. It's a hard choice for a team to do that unless they're really lacking at running back. Somebody who's never lacking, Jason Renfro with that $2.62 holler.
I appreciate you, Jason, of course.
What did the man say?
Coming through. He said, "Go Cowboys."
Go Cowboys. You know it. Much love. And he looks like he's on the verge to beat out the lunatic for the gifting membership champ for more than 3 weeks. We're talking about he's going for that Dak 4.
Ooh, for Dak there. Yep. Awesome. So real quick, let me see. Stephen White said, "You got to prep for the Giants." Now, Bruce got the toxic juice said, "I just want to say F the Giants."
F the Giants. If you got those emojis, if you're in the membership in Navy Blue, any level, you can post it. Drop your Giants emojis, because that's what's next. The Giants. Next on the board. Let's get to this thing, baby. I'm ready. We'll do the shout-outs here in a minute. We got 80 people in the house. We had 90 people in the house. Hit the likes. Hit the subscribe. Share it out. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter at MyCowboysFamily. And let's give a big, huge-ass shout-out, baby. Explain it one last time, even though it's too late now. But again, we'll have another one of these, I'm sure.
Explain how it's going to work.
I want you to go through it, because the man skeptical fan did something very special for this channel. Explain what he did and explain how we're going to do this tonight.
Yes, we have the entire family here repping the Cowboys, guys. 4 awesome prizes, 4 awesome winners, 2 for the ladies in your life who want to rep the Cowboys, and 2 for the gentlemen repping the Cowboys in your life, or obviously for yourself. It's depending on whatever you want to do with it. But those top 2 shirts you see up there in the white, those are the ladies' shirts, guys. And again, 1 person, 1 prize. The way that we're doing it, basically it's going to work on a first come, first serve type of basis. So if you are one of the lucky winners, basically the first person to reach out to us gets to claim one of the 4 prizes first, and then et cetera, et cetera. So make sure that if you are one of the winners, to reach out to us as soon as possible, mycowboysfamily@gmail.com. But
even in the chat, right?
Yes, of course, in the chat. But yes, but most importantly, send us an email, mycowboysfamily@gmail.com. But besides that, guys, we do have the 2 prizes for the gentlemen there. The Puro Pinche Cowboys hat, as I like to call it. as I like to cowboy it. And, of course, let the hate flow through them, because the most hated quarterback, right? Like, we got to represent here for the real leader of the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. But I just think it's extra relevant considering some of the discussions recently, especially with Trey Lance. So I just thought it's extra funny.
So, yeah, guys, the way it's going to go is if you are the winner, we're going to have 4 winners in no order.
All right, Skeptical Fan said a 2-week expiration day. So there you go, guys. You have 2 weeks to reach out to us.
Yes.
And again, like we said, first come, first serve as far as like the claiming of the prizes. So make sure to reach out to us as expeditiously as possible.
Yes, and hopefully everyone's somehow in this Navy. Some people might not be in the Navy Blue more and come back again. We have to re-raffle them, right? So we'll make sure we get it done. But let's let's get it on. I'm ready to see who the 4 winners are. Is the first person that gets back to us gets to choose from these 4 prizes. There's no order at all here. So appreciate the man, Skeptical Fan, for making this thing happen. Next week, it's the star level jersey raffle. Much love of Mosh, who's in the house. You know, that's what's coming down. So good luck to everybody in the navy blue. Much love to Skeptical Fan, of course, leading the way, but Jason Renfro and others who've also dropped a lot of gifted memberships. We're at 130 something right now, and keep going. We got over 100, I think, navy blue crew here in the house. So good luck to all 100 plus in the house for these 4 prizes. I know it's only 4 prizes for 100 plus, but big ups to Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Bobby Bottles, Scorpio, the wife, everybody out there who's gifted memberships as well. Giving back to the channel here on that side of things, and the family on that side. El Fuego on this side, dropping that $2 holler right there. What did the man say?
He said, "Go Cowboys."
Hell to
Thank
the
you so
yeah.
much, Fuego 2.0. Appreciate you, of course.
Yes.
Always much love.
Appreciate you, brother, and always go Cowboys. This is first message officially dropped, I think, here on MCF, right?
Yeah,
through here. I mean, through the love. He had Cash Apps before. That's right.
Yeah, but I know he also had a different username, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, but yes, thank you so much.
He's always dropping knowledge in here, though. We know it. So much love to El Fuego. I put him on the board here.
Always go Cowboys.
Yep. And I'll explain the. Let me do this here. Make sure we got it.
It's all right.
Sorry, baby. Let's make sure we got it right. Got him on there in 15th place with everybody else there, and Redmond R, last place right now, 18th on the board there. But everybody in the house, thank you guys for the love, the support, and the discussions here, guys. No, let's get it going. We're celebrating, yay, for El Fuego's first message or first super chat through this account. But let's look at the people in this thing real quick, and there they are, guys. That's the list of people here on this. Ooh, let me get it done right here for this raffle, and I'm gonna interact with that in a minute. So give me a moment so we can run this thing and see who are the 4 winners. Now, as you can see here, Montana, Samara, Small, everybody on the list here, navy blue crew. I'm just going through it real quick here, and you can see
there are quite a few of you guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of you guys, but look at the last couple here. You see the asterisks over there? Robert Bass, Roy Strasner, and Tammy Soltis. These people have joined on their own account, so they get bang, bang, bang. An extra bonus entry there. So we'll see what happens, guys. Good luck to all. You ready, baby? Ready to get it on? Let's do it. Picking a random name. Let's see what happens. Good luck to everybody. First name up on this thing. Chris Plumage. You get a choice there, sir. You get one of the lady shirts for the woman in your life, or a daughter, or niece, or mom, or whoever. So Chris Plumage, the first winner. You got it written down, maybe, for Skeptical Fans, Navy Blue Crew. Now, you can't win 2.
Shout out to you, Chris.
Can't win 2 of them, but he's got 1. He's in on that board. Let's see another name. Where it stops, no one knows. Chris Plumage, number 1. Number 2 on the board, Pretty. Someone new to me. But appreciate you being in here, being a subscriber, being in the chats, and being a winner. Congrats to Pretty. Get it, let us know which of these prizes you want. The first person that gets to us.
Either here in the chat, obviously, or MyCowboysFamily@gmail.com.
Yep. Now another name. Third name on this list. Drum roll, please. And we got LaMarcus Robinson.
Woo!
Navy Blue Crew winner right there. Again, a lot of these people were gifted memberships. Big ups to those guys that gave memberships, and now big ups for Skeptical Fans. 4 prizes. LaMarcus Robinson. Again, let us know. If you want to, claim your prize, there's the 4 prizes, so check them out. Last but not least, who gets the 4th winning prize here? Final drum roll.
Woo! Ken got kicks.
Thank you for that. I can break that down. I thought it was Gengo. Kengo Takix. Anyways, much love to Ken got kicks in the house, who gets the 4th winning prize there, and much extra special love to everybody who's given the gifted situation there, like Jason Renfro and many others, but especially Skeptical Fan, who we could not have done this without. So yes,
I can't wait to see everybody
who claims what. We'll announce it.
Loving, repping their gear, but. Like we said, guys, if for whatever reason, obviously, no one reaches out to us, we'll be doing another Navy Blue raffle. So, don't fret if it happens to go that way. Although I know at least 2 of those people there were somewhat recently in the chat, so hopefully
so we'll
Chris
hear from them.
Plumage and
Yes.
Pretty Pre are around to claim their prize.
Perfect. Hey, I hope so. I'm be really loving to see,
Yes. And
who
if any of
chooses
you guys
what
happen to see
on
any of them
Skeptical
out
Fans.
there, please let them know
Yeah, let them
about
know they
their
won.
prize as well.
Yeah, so again, Skeptical will keep you updated. We'll keep the chat updated. 2 weeks. Everybody we just announced on this thing here has a chance to get these prizes. So let us know if you want it. If you're which one you're claiming. We'll let you know if you got it in time or not. And then in 2 weeks, if we haven't, heard anything, again, next week is the star level. We might go back to a navy blue situation here to finish up this raffle once again. Don't, again, if you're out of the raffle by then, guys, you're out of the raffle. You know what I'm saying? That time, you get to jump back in this raffle, whether it's through a gifted or your own. You get the bonus raffle entries as well. So much love to Skeptical Fan kicking off our first ever navy blue raffle. This is mainly because of the gifted memberships brought to you by Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, and the others. But this is Skeptical Fan's raffle. His stuff. Did it at this Raider game, which we actually got our first win of the preseason, our only win. And much love, Skeptical Fan, for making this thing happen and keeping everybody in all levels, into this thing. So much love and appreciate you again, Skeptical Fan, making it happen. So, baby, who's in the house tonight as we're getting ready to rock out of here and crown the final champions here for this, I think, a three-peat domination from Mr. SnugX on the Cash App and Sponsor of the Week side. He's got 71 points there on the Stream Boss. And again, the only place he doesn't have control of is Jason Renfro, who looks like he's sneaking out with 4 in a row as our gifting membership king. Did the announcements. If it changes, we'll announce that. If it don't change, we got our winners. It's all set. Who's in the house, baby?
We have Cap52, Skeptical Fan, of course, always staying skeptical. Huge shout out to you once again, man. The Cowboys Mosh Man, and Fuego 2.0 in the house.
Fuego.
We have Asmodeus representing.
Yeah, Memphis in the house.
Stephen White, hello and hi. Let's see. Jason Renfro, of course, much love.
JR.
Let's see. Asmodeus in the house. Bruce got the Toxic Juice. What's up? Hello and hi. Motor City Maniac coming through. Peace to you as well. Tyrone Church, much love. Hello and hi. Hope you're doing well as well. Aztec Aguilar 04, taking it easy.
Azteca.
So yeah, definitely under some, unfortunately for you Fairweather fans, but hey, that's part of the
deal.
Cowboy fandom conglomerate, right? There's all types of fans, and not all of them are necessarily great all the time, right? So W, what's up?
W.
Take it easy. Darren CEO Davis, take it easy. Have a great night as well.
Throw up a W.
Oh, that's as far back as it's letting me go here on my side. Haley Knight for Where. I know you were in here. Take it easy. Have a great night. Doing beside the top dog.
Yeah.
I know also stopped by and said hello and hi. So, let me see. And yes, guys, if you can, if you want to, right? No pressure. But, a picture of yourself with the gear, whether it's like receiving it or wearing it, repping it, that would be nice.
That would be awesome, guys.
No pressure, because I know Burn Bar almost...
Yeah, I mean,
almost had a heart attack when we asked for a picture. So
no, Burns getting his stuff here
pressure.
soon as well. His special hat again. He won one as well, I guess you can say. Much love, Skeptical Fan, making that all happen here on MCF. Part of the MCF experience here with the MCF, My Cowboys Family. Appreciate you guys, baby. Before we can get out of here, again, we got the winners announced. SnugX is taking over the boards. He got all the boards 3 weeks in a row. Stream Boss, everything is SnugX is in full control, except the membership gifting, which Mr. Jason Renfro gets that for 4 straight weeks as he edges out De Lunatic and others. So much love to you guys on all those sides of things. And baby, before we can drop out for the night, let them know why we do this thing on the nightly. Oh, Double R lets us know it's a little $2 holler in the house. A J. Lou 2, which tomorrow join us for the 53-man roster prediction special right here, My Cowboys Family. Double R with the J. Lou 2. What did he have to say?
He said, "Sup, MCF. Go Cowboys."
Hell to the yes.
Oh, always Double R.
Always go Cowboys. Much love to everybody. And now, baby, why do we do this each and every night here, My Cowboys Family? Why?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, here on MCF, we always rep that star over everything. And here for 6 years, 7 years, I'll say 6 years plus, but 7 seasons of doing these live stream reactions on YouTube, right here in My Cowboys Family. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge and beyond in the chat all night long. Thank you guys for that. The knowledge spreading together. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we all learn together. I learn. Maybe you learn. You guys learn. We all learn as a family. Much love for the drops of knowledge, and truly appreciate the love and support from the drops of love from above, whether it's membership stuff here like Robert Bass back in it in the Navy Blue crew, Cash App in it like Jason Renfro, gifting it like Mr. Renfro and Skeptical Fan, thanks buttons like you guys, like Jason Renfro has and Skeptical Fan has as well. Dwayne Broussard has done the thanks button. All these things, the Cash App. Thank you all for that side of things, and thank you all who dropped the love tonight. Robert Bass, Dwayne Broussard, Jason Renfro, Clark Motherfucking Kent, Skeptical Fan, El Fuego, and Double R, and everybody else though dropped it this week and tomorrow as we start a new week, baby. As we clock out and drop out for the night and relock and reload for now. Drum roll, the cut down week here as we get ready for not just cut down week, but then week 1 of the Giants. That starts tomorrow, basically, guys. And we'll start a new week here as well. Baby, if we can drop out officially for the night, what do we got to do here on My Cowboys Family?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. It's on, guys. The cut down starts tomorrow. We'll have probably the latest show. Put the latest show in tomorrow's day to get you the latest cut down information. Give you our thoughts on this. We want to know your thoughts on this. Please join us tomorrow. I mean, look at the, I guess you could look at the, what is it, the poll we had here as I end it right now.
These are most of you guys will be there. So.
Yeah, 80%, 89%. Looks like 8% won't make it. That's all right. We still love you guys. And remember, if you're an Eagle fan, remind the Eagle fans this simple mathematical fact. 5 is always greater than 1. And them's facts, as the great Camel Toes always said. Yes, them's facts. And we're coming for that 6 and beyond, guys. You know the deal here in MCF, how we roll. Cry Eagles cry. And here, we'll see you all back tomorrow for another one as this Cowboys chat Game 3 recap, preseason recap against the Raiders is now officially in the books. Will Grier, we'll see you next time. Well, I think Thomas stays on board here, Wanye Thomas, and number 41, Bell. Will Gallimore. You know, Mazi had a good one. We got a new quarterback in the house. We talked about it all. Dak, play calling. We love it. Here in MCF tomorrow, we love it more. The 53-man prediction special right here on MCF, My Cowboys Family, where it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, and yes, that star over everything. Never, ever forget the number one thing right here on My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone, even the haters. Much love to everyone in the house. We'll see you all back here tomorrow for the special 53-man cut-down roster prediction. I can't wait. And I can't wait till you guys what to say either. Hit the like, sub it up. Hit the notification bell. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Have a safe and great night. Hope you had a great weekend. Kicking off a new week tomorrow. Peace. And never, ever forget. Go Cowboys.